Did you see any bears?
No, not real camping.
I mean, you could still see bears and not be real camping.
Barely.
3, 2, 1.
Prepare for battle, we're diving into a world unknown where legends begin. Jim, Christine, and Brian guiding the way. In Azeroth we'll conquer, there's no time to delay. Server restarted, we're ready to play. Join us now as we fight day after day. From dungeons to raids, we'll conquer it all. In the world of Warcraft, we'll never fall. Server restarted,
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It is a it's a World of Warcraft podcast. Used to be weekly, but shit happens. Hosted by 3 opinionated players, like to get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim, joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And we're back. It's probably been a month.
Has it?
Oops. At least a month.
Funny how time flies.
Vacations happened, things happened. It's just
Life.
summer is a rough time sometimes. Things just happen to get in the way. Sometimes you're trimming your grass and you put a rock through a window in your car. Right before you're getting ready to leave on vacation. That was fun.
You did?
Yeah, I shattered a window in the car door. So I taped it all up on the inside and outside with duct. I mean, like shattered, like safety glass shattered. So I had to carefully open it and tape it up both sides and carefully close it so that it wouldn't fall out. So then I ordered one while we were out, and then it got back like the Monday after we got back, and I just swapped it out. So
That's crazy, huh?
I was so pissed.
He was pretty angry.
I bet.
And I was angry at nobody but myself because I did it.
Yep.
And yeah, so that was a great way to start the vacation.
I bet.
But I fixed it, and it's okay. And apparently while we were on vacation, some asshole stood on the roof of our car and put a big dent in it. But I fixed that too.
Are you stressed?
Yeah.
God.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I'm fixing the window. Kid across the street's like, hey, there was somebody on your car the other day. I'm like, what? And I look and I go, are you effing kidding me? And stuff.
Oh my
so
God.
it was fine. I was able to push most of it out from the inside and then get I got like a dent kit. So I got like one of them suction cups and popped it the rest of the way out. So
Nice.
So that's fine. Whatever. People are assholes. It was probably some shitty teenager. Just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
We've all been there. All done that.
I've never stood on a car.
Oh, I've been on a
Never
lot of
done that.
cars.
I have not.
Oh, I definitely have. I've never put dents in them, but
That you know of.
Yeah.
you can't help but know when you dent a car.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know
It's
because I've never
loud.
done it.
It's loud and you can feel it. So anyway,
Anywho.
So I think we're under 40 days left of WoW Remix.
Oh.
I think yeah.
I forgot that exists.
I didn't forget, but I'm too busy.
I've got
so.
all the achievements that you can get for Remix except for 2 rep achievements. I need to do that. And then I need to just start farming the bronze so I can finish buying all the outfits and stuff like that. Because outfits, some toys, and some mounts and stuff like that is what I got left. So,
I think I got to like item level 416 or 30 or something, and I just stopped.
Yeah, I'm
there.
trying not to
it.
do that because I don't want to waste a lot of the bronze and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of need to get back into that. I got like 4 time runners at like 70 or something like that.
Wow.
And I was just like, I was doing another one, and I'm like, because you get something like 70K for each one, but I'm going to end up deleting these guys anyway.
Yeah, that was the problem that I had with it, is these guys are going to just end up being, like, deleted anyway.
Well, don't you have, like, a druid that you didn't have before? Like a race you didn't have for a druid?
I do.
So you probably keep that one.
God, is she addicted to that too?
No, I'm
Good
not.
Lord, Jim. Stop it.
I was going to do it, but then we went on vacation, and then Final Fantasy 14 X-Pack launched the day we came home. So
I'm sorry.
My
so that's where
life
she's been
has
living.
been my life has been Final Fantasy 14 since we came home. Like, eat, sleep, poop.
Poop.
Final Fantasy.
Well, the last two are the same.
No, that was poop. That was poop. Yeah, that was poop.
The last two are the same. What's up?
You guys are so funny.
I know.
I can't even believe that you don't have a job in comedy. Because
who says I don't? Fucking write software.
True.
Sometimes writing software is pretty
fucking
comedic.
joke. It's
anyway,
a big fucking joke.
Anywho, I have been enjoying it. The story is not it's not the same stakes as, you know, the last expansion. They wrapped up a 10-year story arc, and now we're starting a new one. So it's a lot of world building and a lot of, you know, stuff like that. So it's
like it's reborn again.
Yeah, some of it's kind of not that exciting. It's, you know, it's okay. It's, you know, it's okay. It's not, you don't feel the urgency because it's not the end of the world, right? It's not, you're not
yet.
Yeah, I assume that
the next mega threat hasn't appeared.
Yeah, I assume that will happen.
That's great, right?
3 more expansions.
Like, it changes the game completely. It's amazing, right? It's got to be amazing.
What changes the game?
I feel good.
Just the pace of the story, and just like the
not having
like a world threat type thing.
Yeah.
It changes the pace of the story, but it didn't necessarily make it more enjoyable. It just, I mean, it's
hard to go back from being
the savior of the world to just being a random Joe Schmo, right?
Yeah.
You know, you get all this build up to save the world and this and that, and then once the world is saved and you got to go back to your real life, you know, or whatever, it's not all that exciting, you know. And especially one of the criticisms that I've seen and that I kind of agree with is you do not really feel like the main character of the story. You feel like you're just kind of there, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
and that doesn't necessarily feel good because, you know, if you've been playing the game for the entirety of, you know, you've bonded with your character, you know, you're you know, you want to feel
important.
Yeah, you know, main character syndrome. I mean, you know,
you could say that it's like that with anything that has a story that goes on for great lengths.
Sure.
You know, that's why book series have endings.
Yes.
Or, you know, stuff like that. Like even the Wheel of Time series, which had like 23 fucking books. At least there were several characters they could bounce around to. And, you know, it kind of didn't really culminate into the end. Like, I think I started to have that problem with the Seeker of Truth books.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like the 2 main characters from the first ones, like every additional thing they got into, it's like they were just like really, I don't know, it was almost like they were overpowered kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
they were just collecting powers.
You know, yeah, and it's just like you just see it kind of like everything happens to them and they have to do everything, and like some of them are good, some of them are like, I need to go back and read them. But it's just like, could you imagine if all of a sudden in the next one, The War Within, like for the first until like 10.1.5, you know, imagine that like until 10.1.5, there was like nothing like pressing. Like we didn't have any quest with like Magni being like, the world that she's singing to me or whatever. Anything. I don't know what the quest like. But imagine if it was just like, we just sat around and we had to go do
fetch quests.
Yeah. Just like help us rebuild something. Let's dig some irrigation ditches out in the Barrens. Yeah. To kind of help.
I mean, it doesn't have to be that boring, right? The main bad person. What do we call that again?
Jailer.
No, protagonist, right? Like
the antagonist
can be.
Oh yeah, the antagonist.
Antagonist.
Yeah, the protagonist is the main
can be the
usually.
So that could be easily the town drug dealer, or you know what I mean, something of more down to earth scenario.
Yes.
Imagine playing. Did you play Elder Scrolls Morrowind?
Yeah.
Back in the day, at some point, there was like one of the first quests you get is to go find like a key or a ring that is dropped or stolen or something. Yeah, and like that has been, huh?
It's in the barrel somewhere.
Okay. Almost completely irrelevant. What I'm trying to make my point. You know what I'm saying? You bring it down. Like, it doesn't have to be stupid shit.
Right, but
it means it's like I'm not out there saving the world in China. I can't save the world in Ukraine. I can't save the world in Australia, mate. I can't do any of that. But I can go into town and do some stuff.
Sure, but let's say that you were doing that after having gone and saved the world in a bunch of places.
Yeah, well, let's be real though. Like,
it's kind of beneath
a movie ends, but there's several Save the World movies that are not relative to each other. They end. It's the storyteller's fault for trying to force a movie into a persistent game. It's the storyteller's fault for trying to adapt a storytelling game to a massively multiplayer game, because they can be different things.
It's
completely.
I mean,
even if you enjoy them, they don't have to be that. Like, you could enjoy the same story arc in a single player game or a multiplayer game, but not one that's this large. Because what's going to happen? Like, look at WoW. Like, I mean, there's other aspects of WoW that have kept us around. It hasn't been the several same types of stories we've had over and over and over and over and over. Right? That's not what keeps us engaged. Like, maybe the story arc from Warcraft 3 on that involves Sargeras and stuff like that, like, there was some value there because it's so long-lived, like you're talking about with Final Fantasy, but at a certain point, there's more to the game that's actually keeping us engaged as players than having yet another... Forgot which one it is again. Antagonist, protagonist.
No,
antagonist.
Yeah, antagonist.
Right.
That's
over and over and over, and like they're just pulling it out of their ass. They're not like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't go experience a parallel linear storyline, if that makes sense. I gotta follow this one in Warcraft, and it's a movie. It has to play out like a movie, and it's going to resolve, and then we're going to have another one. And that's it, over and over and over. And at this point, I've already forgotten the fucking point. But like it doesn't have to be that way, because there's so many games that can create content on the same scale of having bad guys, right? But they don't have to write a movie about it, essentially, right? It doesn't have to be like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm bitching about now, but you get my point, I guess.
So I would say that the thing that keeps me around in Final Fantasy is the story. That's why I keep playing, and because I enjoy. I enjoy.
But it's definitely built that way, though, right? Like,
it's a story. It's a story-driven. Yes, it is a story. You have to. Everything that you do is locked behind story. You can't just, you can go on their shop and buy a story skip thing, but you're going to miss all the good story.
Nice.
Right? But you can do it because there are plenty of people who do it. There are plenty of people who just want to raid Savage or do the ultimate.
Wow.
What?
Can we just take a moment to reflect at that's just insane.
What?
They make a game that is heavily driven by the story and that requires going through the story to advance. And then they turn around and they go, yeah, we're just going to cash in on this too and make a skip for it. What the fuck?
It's because they know that not everybody cares about the story. Some people, they do it in WoW too. It's not like it's out of you can, I guess you can't really.
You can just skip the story.
You can just level.
Well, yeah, you could.
I mean, when I say they do it in WoW, they do it in WoW in that they sell the thing. People do it in WoW. Like, people just skip through and just go to endgame. Well, that's all that they're doing with that, is because it is such a story-driven game and they don't really have that. You can't you're not sitting in that cart with that old dude when you're traveling from wherever you're traveling in that first opening cutscene, and you can't just be like, skip. And it just skips everything.
Wait. Are we talking Final Fantasy or are we talking
Final Fantasy.
Skyrim?
Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy.
Skyrim, yeah.
I know.
I just
very similar.
Fucking realized that.
But no.
You're awake.
It's Final Fantasy. And that's fine because people engage with the world in different ways. Some people log in, they start, make a character, and then they start doing the story. They open up like the 3 main cities or whatever. And then all they do is they go to the residential quarters and then they do the clubs or they do because there's good emergent gameplay that has, evolved from people just being in the same places. And there's a, thriving community who plays musical instruments.
Pure degeneracy.
It's not. And you, even when you found out that we could perform, we went out and bought keyboards to be able to play in Final Fantasy because you can play instruments and play your own music in the game.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
It's freaking really cool. And there are people, there's a music festival. And they have a venue that it's set up and all kinds. It's like Woodstock, right? But
I mean, we played music in Shadowlands.
I guarantee you that the people that do that are not playing it live.
Not all of them, but I guarantee
90% of them.
Yes,
you got like piano rolls.
Of course, no.
It's
they have the players and stuff like that. Not
like
all of them do, though. There are plenty of people who go in there and learn how to do it. And that's cool. I don't care. To me, it doesn't matter if you are doing it with a bot or doing it with you. I still think it's cool because it's something that I am not necessarily going to do. So I still think it's cool. They have electric guitars. They have drums. They have full orchestras that people put on orchestra stuff. Like, it's really, really freaking cool. Creativity.
I do that in the meat space.
Huh? What?
I said I do that in the meat space. Playing an orchestra.
Oh. The meat space?
Real world. You've never heard that term?
I have not.
Oh.
The meat space?
What the fuck is that from?
I don't know, but I've never heard it.
I'm still stuck on doing it with a bot. Look at me.
Anyway, I think that's very cool. And it's fine that just because I like the story doesn't mean that everybody has to like the story.
Apparently it's from the
story,
90s.
overarching story, right? I think that Final Fantasy came out with they came out with trusts before WoW implemented the AI, the follower dungeons. And they did something very cool this X-Pack, which they hadn't done prior, and which infinitely increases the value of the X-Pack for me, and I will probably level another character because of this, And that is that they made the trusts viable for trials as well. So they made it so you could do trusts in dungeons, but then Final Fantasy has trials too, where you're fighting just one boss. And those were usually, they're part of the story. And they were usually anxiety inducing for me because I don't learn things super quickly. And so going in and relying on 7 other people to kind of pull you through something feels bad. So I want to learn the mechanics as I'm learning them, and I might learn them a little bit more slowly. And I certainly don't want to wipe the party because I learn things slowly. So being able to do it with NPCs and not have that anxiety has like made it so much more enjoyable for me. Like incredibly. I can't even like tell you how much more enjoyable it is because I'm like, I don't have to, because it used to be, I'd be approaching, like, because they usually have like a dungeon and then a trial or something, or a dungeon trial, or you know what I mean? So you get to that point where you know that you're going to be doing a trial, and then every subsequent quest up into that point, you're just, anxious about, because you're like, oh, is this going to be the one where I have to go to the trial, or is this going to, I want to see the end of the story, but, I don't want to be terrible, and I'm not terrible, but it's an issue, and I have anxiety with that stuff. And so yeah, so the fact that they made it so you can do it, you don't have to, you can do it with NPCs, or you can do it with regular people, and you can choose. So you do whatever your level of comfort is. And I think that's awesome. I wish more games would implement that instead of just being married to that strict, it's a group game, you have to do group content. Well, it's a group game, and I like just doing treasure hunts, or I like going and checking out people's houses with some of my friends and blah, 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 and just doing stupid stuff. And that is group content. And because I'm not doing dungeons with them doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying the social aspects of the game.
I wonder how that's going to play into WoW, because they added follower dungeons, right? Mm-hmm. Which, you can do a group of up to 4 people and do it and get AI replacements. So
yeah, they are better. They are better than Final Fantasy in that regard, because you can't do like 2 people. Like Jim and I couldn't go do it and then sub in 2 NPCs. In Final Fantasy, you only go in with the 3 other trusts.
But they're also having delves, which are coming out. Delves are 1 to 3 players, I think.
Yeah.
With the delve companion and whoever it is, which is like the outer world.
It's kind of annoying though. Like I did a delve with whatever dwarf that I did it with. I don't know. Might have been Bran. And you don't control them. They just do their thing, so they're out, woo. I mean, you can pick the role that you want them in, so that's cool. And you can, kind of pick like their.
I mean, how is that different from the
customize them a
follower
little
dungeons?
bit. Do what?
That's not different than the follower dungeons. You don't control them.
I know. I'm not saying that it is different than the following dungeons. I'm just saying that it's kind of annoying because if you get, too close to something and, I mean, it's not any different than the follower. I'm not trying to make a distinction between the follower dungeons and the, the delves. It's just kind of annoying. It's annoying in both cases.
They may work on that. They may not.
With the AI.
Yeah. But so they have that, but didn't they also mention that there's going to be like a story mode for raids where you can go in with a couple people and do it just to see the story and to progress the chapters and stuff like that? What
I wish they would do, and this is for Final Fantasy, this is for WoW, I wish, and let me speak more for Final Fantasy and then kind of tie it into WoW, right? There are a lot of cool trials that I would like to do, right? Because the way that Final Fantasy works, all the content is evergreen, right? You go in there, unless you can go in there overgearing it, or you can set it where you're not overgearing it and you're going in at the normal level, right? So you have your choice of whether you can, completely overpower stuff, or you can go in and it'll still be a challenge, right? And that's awesome because, again, it takes care of both camps. Some people just want to go into farm stuff and don't care about, the challenge. And some people want to do the challenge, and that's awesome. There are a lot of trials that I would like to go back to do, but I don't necessarily know 7 other people that have that same desire to do that, right? All my friends in Final Fantasy all like to do different things. I have people who like to do treasure hunts. I have people who like to do Blue Mage. I have people who like to do all kinds of different things, right? And so we don't all have a common, ooh, I want to do trials, or ooh, I want to do raids. Maybe at the end of the X-Pack, we'll go around and we'll do the X-Packs before's trials, which are still difficult to get the mounts from them. Because when you do all the trial mounts, and then you combine them all together, you get one super cool mount, which is very cool. And so I would like to be able to go in to those trials with trusts, which you can do in this X-Pack, but it would be cool to do it in the other ones, to learn the mechanics. Because, again, like I said, I learned the mechanics. I feel like a little bit slower than some people, right? I'm not super fast on the draw with some things. And rather than holding up a raid team, or a group of friends because I'm having a difficult time trying to figure out a mechanic, it would be cool to go in with those trusts and be like, oh, this is why this happens. I had to do that with a couple of the dungeons. I mean, I go with the trusts anyway because it's less anxiety for me. And it helps me to learn the dungeons. And I'm like, oh, this is what happens with this mechanic. This is what I have to do to resolve it, And I wish that they would give you the ability to practice, because I would be practicing those fights like no tomorrow to get good at them. So that way I could go do them with real people. You know what I mean? And so it's cool that Final Fantasy is doing that. And I wish that WoW would do that as well, where you could, it's kind of hard because, it's, I guess, a little bit better with 10, right? If you have 10 followers in there, you could do a 10-man raid. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So you could learn what mechanics happen with this. Maybe,
That's what LFR is for.
But it's not, because they're not NPCs,
That was a joke.
They're not,
LFR is trash for learning.
Yes, it is, because the mechanics are dialed down and,
and the
blah,
people
blah, blah.
are dialed up.
It would be cool if you could just go into a boss and be like, hey, I want to practice this boss's mechanics without having to, do the lockout every week. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm having problems with freaking Nimu, right? That was at this last raid tier, the chick with the flowers and I'm having problems.
Life Warden?
Yeah. I'm having problems with this, with this fight. I don't really get it. I don't understand. I need to do it. Reading it, seeing it, those are okay, but I actually need to do it. That's why I both hate it and I love it when I get those mechanics in the raid. The first time I get the mechanic in the raid and I'm like, I don't know what to do. What do I do? Why do I have this, blue arrow over my head? Or what do I do? What do I do? It's a bad thing because I panic because I'm like, I don't know what to do. Do I run out? Do I run in? And then it's a good thing because then I've had it and then I know what to do. You know what I mean? So it's a bad thing because, I don't know what to do, but it's a good thing because then I know what to do. So having the mechanic and failing at it and then retrying it, is a better thing. They're not too bad with the way that they signal how you do stuff. You know what I mean? Like mechanics, right? This is a stack, like Final Fantasy. you know when you get this is a stack mechanic, and everybody runs in, hopefully, and stacks, or, or they kill you, or this is a run out mechanic, or, every mechanic, they introduce a new mechanic that fucks everybody up, and then everybody's like, that was kind of sneaky. Why'd you do that? We're used to the mechanics that we see, and now you're going to put a new one in, and now people are going to have to learn that new one, So, I don't know. I went on a diatribe. Like, holy crap.
I mean...
That was probably the most I've ever said in, like, the entirety of the time that we've been doing the podcast.
All right, everybody, place your bets.
Like, what was my word count on that one? Like, Jesus.
No, anytime, no, because you've done that before.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, use that as my own personal soapbox.
And it wasn't an F Blizzard rant.
It was not.
That's true.
It was not.
So, go ahead.
I was just gonna
Keep
say.
going.
I was just gonna say.
Let her cook.
I think that if Blizzard keeps going with doing stuff like the followers and delves and maybe focusing on a lot of different other things and not just, rating or Mythic Plus, which I like Mythic Plus, but even I'm a little bit burned out of having to do my Mythic Plus every week. Like that's why, Final Fantasy came out and, but I'm kind of like, we're getting to the end of the season. Like, I didn't even hit 2K this season. I was,
we don't have an official end date for the season, but we do have an official drop date for the pre-patch, and that is in 12 days. Yeah. July 23rd. Wow. And then July 30th is when the event will start, which is like the Radiant Awakening or something, Radiant Memories. It is.
This is the
Radiant
most
Echoes.
least I've ever been excited about an expansion.
I'm right there with you, Brian. I'm sorry.
You're not
I am
excited
too.
for the expansion?
Nope.
I don't know why though.
Nope. I am not either. I'm really not. Like,
Guess
part
Jim's
of it
going solo.
Part of it, no, I'll do it, but part of it is
I'm not playing, but
part of it is the timing, because it's literally the week I go back to school. So it's like,
well, we got 3 days early access.
Oh, that's great, but it's still the week I go back to school. So I mean, it's so I'm not looking forward to that, because I'm not gonna have any time. And I'm just kind of
Yeah.
I mean, I literally logged in to the beta to do a delve, and that was pretty much it. Like, that was my
yeah, I haven't really been doing
time.
the beta. I did no, I mean, with that coming up, I guess sometime over the next 12 days I'm going to be trying to hit 2K, which there's plenty of dungeons that we don't have keys in.
I know.
It'd probably be quick work to just
I know.
do a 6 or something in those things and knock it out.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to do.
I
with or without
will,
you.
I will.
You say that, but you're going to be like, well, I'm playing
Well,
Final Fantasy. I'm in the middle of the story.
I'm almost done. Knock on wood. I'm at the 97 quests. So
yeah, we'll see.
I'm almost done the story.
I mean, I really need a chance to use
I know.
my new axe.
I know.
Because I finally got the fucking legendary.
Yay.
Again, right before the fucking pre-patch drops.
You know what? You got it, though. Persistence pays off.
I grinded all the stuff from the time I got the item to the thing. I did it it was maybe 12 hours or to a day, just like grinding and buying stuff. Because then you got to get people to make shit and whatnot for you.
Wow.
Because they give you get an item that teaches them a recipe to make an item for you and stuff like that, to put it in an order and all that stuff. But I got it, and it's already bumped it up to like 522. So I need to do some more quests so I can bump it up. So if I can get it up to 535, that'll probably last me a good while into the expansion. It's the first time I've gotten a legendary while it's still technically relevant.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
Jim was like, he's like, did you see the picture in Discord? And I was like, no, because I haven't.
She doesn't care because it's all Final Fantasy. She's not going to go look at Discord.
I was like, no, but let me go look.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever.
I was like, he said when he was like, yeah, when he got it. And I was like, did you get it? And he was like, yes.
Yeah, that was the drop to start the quest. That wasn't even the item.
Yeah, but
I
didn't know that. I thought you
I told you.
Well, after, it's, you know, I was like.
That was before I posted the pictures.
Yes.
Welcome, folks, to the marriage counseling round.
Oh, wow.
We don't need marriage counseling.
Wow, is our marriage counseling? Only one person goes.
Oh.
As a joke.
Oh, my
It's
God. Wow.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
All right. So something else. So I don't know if anybody saw this. This just came out the other day. Something out of NetEase. Mm-hmm. So WoW's back in China. They got a new deal.
Oh, good.
Right.
Okay.
All that stuff.
I'm happy for the people in China who are able to play.
It's funny too because
same people that like tore down all the stuff and everything.
They're building a new statue. They're building
There's a WoW statue in China?
So they had the axe and they tore it down when they broke. Like there was video of it and all this other stuff. Now they're building a new 15-meter light-forged Gorehow statue.
Really?
Yes. Which is not a thing that exists in the game, but it's going to be in one spot for a while and then they're going to move it to its final location. But like...
I mean, good for them.
I mean, but yeah, like they destroyed the original Gorehow.
Is it just fans?
I don't know if I think it was NetEase people that worked there. I
think it was, wasn't it?
I think they had to.
They had to?
If you're in fucking China and you work for a goddamn company and they say go tear that up, what are you gonna fucking do?
Sure, but it was mandated by the company.
I would assume so, or the government or something, just to. But anyway, so they're building a new one, but that's not it. They have an event or something like that going on right now, and it's like a headhunting thing, and you will get
a head
Blizzard BattleNet balance if you report activity against the terms of service.
Oh my God! Wow!
With a further 100,000. What is it? Is it yen? Is that the currency? Is that what that symbol is? Yen, or is it?
No.
That's
yen is
Japanese. I don't know what it is. 100,000 Chinese currency, which is roughly $14,000 US for a report that leads to legal action.
Huh.
So
what's the goal? Like, is there a problem? Is that what they're doing?
That's kind of shitty.
I mean, unless it's intended to get rid of
control people,
RMT sales and all that kind of stuff, like those paid services which again, those things are huge in China. So if this is a way to self-police with some sort of benefit or whatever, because I mean, they're not going to know if you tell on them if you don't run your mouth.
Sure.
Kind of thing, but it's just interesting.
To send people after you. Like, goddamn.
Oh, apparently the in-game shop previously offered enhanced boosting services. Blah blah blah.
Wait, what? Our shop?
No, the Chinese one. Like you get like higher item level gear. And
there are level boosts you can buy in WoW.
Yes, but this would give you
right
higher item level gear on a boosted character.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no, but it's all something like that. Apparently, there's a weekly leaderboard, and the top 100 reporting players at the end of the month will be awarded a BattleNet balance based on their rank. I don't know if this is a full month, but that's insane.
I hate leaderboards so much.
And this is like a who's the best snitch leaderboard.
Ew.
I mean, I guess they just don't have a way to track their own stuff. I thought it was interesting.
Huh.
So I'm not sure
I don't know enough about it to have a good opinion, I guess. I would have to think about it, you know.
Yeah.
Like
No, I know. It's an interesting concept.
It feels kind of bad, but I also kind of understand if they're trying to, but I also don't live there, and so I don't know the climate. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you are even in the US, you're encouraged to report people breaking terms of service, not abuse it, but like report it, because people that break the terms of service pretty much bring down the overall experience for everybody.
Sure.
In a manner. So this is a way to incentivize it in their community where it is flagrantly disregarded.
Right.
And all that kind of stuff. You know, and it's just like...
But it also feels like snitches get stitches. You know? Like, it feels like you're
potentially could.
turning your community against each other, and you know what I mean? And making it like 1984, like everybody's watching everybody else for the slightest infraction. You know, that doesn't necessarily feel very good.
Yeah,
you know?
But it would have to obviously
watch your ass, Jim.
Yeah, right. Like I'm coming for you.
Watch your ass.
Nice. I don't know. I mean, it's like it's a form of self-policing, but the fact that they need to pay people to do it.
Well, I think that self-policing is okay, but having a monetary award for it is the part that I might be struggling with a little bit. Because that makes it more likely that there is going to be, bad actors entering the,
Sure, you can do all this stuff and try to do it, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to vet everything to validate that it is a thing. Of
course.
So you don't get a benefit for reporting
No, I know.
Violations. Other than like you cast a wide net, you catch more fish, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to think about it.
Yeah, it's hard,
fishes
right?
Get stitches.
Yeah, fishes get stitches.
Fishes get stitches.
I like it. That's a good title.
I was going to say that is a pretty good title.
It's better than Meat Space.
You are welcome.
Meat Space.
I don't know.
Fishes
Every time you say Meat Space, I think Meat Spin.
We're not going there.
And I just, dated myself.
That's old internet.
But that's okay because I'm old.
Well, so is Meat Space. Meat Space is like from like the early to mid 90s.
I do not remember that.
It's the counter term to cyberspace.
Huh.
It means it's the predecessor for IRL.
Sure.
Right.
And I'm just so used to IRL, I guess, that Meat Space just sounds weird.
It was used in a lot of sci-fi, cyberpunk stuff too. So
I'm not really a sci-fi person. I'm more of a fantasy person.
Okay, I sent you an article. You can read about it.
Okay, thank you.
More of a Backstreet person.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
Oh,
really? I thought you'd be more like 98 Degrees.
NSYNC.
No.
New Kids on the Block.
I'll be honest. I don't think I could name a single song that they sing.
Who?
Any of them.
I know. New Kids on the Block.
Backstreet's Back, all right. And is that the name
Want
of the
It That
song?
Way? That's in sync, isn't it? That Way?
I don't know.
I know. I have a sister that was into them a lot during that time. I grew up when New Kids on the Block.
Oh, New Kids on the Block. I think that's who I was thinking
That was
of.
Right Stuff.
See, look, I can't even get them correct. I don't even know my boy bands.
That was like the early 90s. I watched their cartoon. They had a cartoon.
They had a cartoon.
Who?
New Kids on the Block.
Huh.
Really?
You didn't watch that as a kid?
No.
What the hell?
No. We made fun of New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little older than you, guy.
I know you are. But what am I?
Wow.
Oh, man. It's good to be back. So, some other things they're doing. They're going to make Allied Race starting zones accessible to all players.
I like that.
They're going to put portals in the major cities to go to some of them. depending on which ones they are.
Did they get rid of the rep grinds? They got rid of the rep grinds, right?
They got rid of rep grinds a while ago,
Yeah,
I
I thought so. I haven't done an ally. When I did them when they came out, and, you know, and you needed the rep. But I'm glad that they didn't, because it just feels nice to be able to just, you know.
Yeah, it's not all of them, because like I don't think the Maghar orcs or the Vulpira really get one, since all their starting hubs were essentially Orgrimmar.
I still love the Vulpira's racial.
Oh, the tent?
Yes. So good. Another Hearthstone. Not that I need one, but it's still really cool.
Warbands coming out. You know, obviously some good stuff. They kind of updated the screen, so if you mouse over a character, gives you some more information, tells you what they're...
Do you have all your characters on your warband? Have you done that? Like, brought your characters over?
Can you bring them
I don't know.
Beta? I don't know.
Can. You couldn't when...
You can only have 4 on the main screen anyway.
Yeah.
But like the tooltips
so
give you like their class and their spec, what item level, where they're at, their professions, Mythic Plus rating, Arena rating, whatever, how much gold they have on them. So kind of like a quick glance from the login screen.
I like it.
They also apparently are planning on making more ones that you can collect. So there might be ways to earn in the future different backgrounds.
Yeah. I like that too. That's cool.
Yep. I
hope that they're not locked behind stupid, ridiculous stuff, because Blizzard seems to like the monkey's paw everything.
I better get to buy them.
Huh?
You better get to buy them.
I better get to buy them.
I mean,
because I'm not working for them.
I don't care if people buy stuff. It doesn't affect me at all. I'll be honest. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Sure, there's cool stuff, and I would prefer they put it in the game and gave you a way to earn it in game.
Right.
Because I would prefer that they use their developer resources on stuff that everybody can get,
this
rather
stuff's all
than just
coming
people
out
that
with the
pay.
Prepatch, by the way, too. This is all coming out in like 12 days.
But sometimes I'll look at something and I'll be like, God damn, is there a way that I can just buy that? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't have it in me to do the whole grind. I don't have it in me to do that.
You look at Jim and you're like, damn.
Can I just buy that? Can I just buy that?
I'll tell you what, that's kind of what was nice about the remix. Yeah. There's a lot of mounts in there that you can just get the bronze and buy instead of trying to farm them in retail. Because you can still get them in retail, or you could do that and buy some bronze. Like, I don't have to go fucking get the Hulan mount anymore because I didn't have it. But I got it now because I bought the damn thing.
I still can't believe you didn't have it.
So, yeah, Warband Bank is coming out. Warband Equipment, which is like it's basically the account-bound stuff until equipped, which I don't know why they had to call it Warbound, because it's account-bound. All your characters are in your...
Can you have ones?
Should have called it Warbound.
Warbound. They're updating the transmog stuff. You'll now be able to... There's a drop-down now. You can select the class.
What do you mean?
Well, warrior, paladin stuff. So, like, when you're looking at appearances, you can specify the class. So you'll see what that whole class has.
If I'm on a druid, I can look and see what the paladin has?
Yeah, you won't be able to use it.
Oh.
Obviously, but you can look at it.
Okay. I'll be honest, there certainly have been times where I'm like, ooh, what is this thing that people are wearing or whatever? What do they got going on there? And I'd like to see like the whole set or something, and I can't because I'm, not on the appropriate class.
It's essentially just the appearance UI, so you can look at the items, and see what they are, which is nice.
I would like them to add dyes into the game.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
They won't, because they seem to love doing recolors, but I think that adding dyes to the game would be a positive for the player base.
Oh, it absolutely would be. Yeah. But there's probably a lot of systems that have to change with that. You'd have to redo every bit of armor.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, they spent all that time with dragon riding and making all those mounts do that. Not as much, but
I was so excited. So let me tell you, dragon riding, super effing fun on a Draxair. Like, I had so much fun with dragon riding on my Draxair when I was leveling in Mists of Pandaria Remix. A lot of fun. Like, being able to do that hover, shoot up, and then just zooming around felt amazing. Felt way less amazing on my Druid. And mainly, I think it was because Flightform is instant. And when you instantly go into it, then you stop. Like, there's no, like, unless you're like falling off of something or whatever, and then you go into it and then you're going down. There's a stop there. There's not a immediate boom and you're up. You know what I mean? Like, there's
it's like getting on a
weird
mount.
Disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ruins
So you might want to put something out there to give druids their flight form a little bit of like the soar thing, because like the Dracthair jump up and do it.
Yeah.
Maybe they kind of, do like a little loop and just kind of go.
As it stands right now, I probably won't use it because right now my gameplay, flying gameplay, has gotten objectively worse with the way that they made the change. Because as it is right now, I can get on my dragon mount and be do dragon riding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I can mid-flight, I come up to the spot that I want to stop and I don't hit my button to go down real quick. I can just flop into Druid flight form and I immediately stop, right? So it's like I have two flight forms in one, right? I have the dynamic flying and I have the normal flying. That isn't going to be the case.
Yeah.
Come the War Within, you on your spell book, you pick which one you're going to be in, and that is how it is for everything. So you don't get a choice. So which means I'm probably not going to be using dynamic flight because it's just annoying, So that kind of sucks. It's like, well, so now my gameplay is worse because of a change that they made, and so that's one of the reasons why I'm not really looking forward to the X Pack is, that it's changing something that I enjoyed about my gameplay, and I don't think it's changing it for the better, and I did play around with it quite a bit with the remix, because they had that option in there, and I was like, or with the beta, I played with the dragon riding, like for the Dracthair and stuff on Remix. But on the beta, I played around with the other flight stuff, and it just felt bad. Didn't feel good at all. So that kind of sucks. It does. Not gonna lie. That definitely kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I know you don't care because it's Druid problems.
No, I mean, if it downgrades your
my flying experience,
and it's it is what it is.
Especially if they make dungeons like the outside one where you have to be able to keep up with people, then that means you have to keep flipping around, which it's easy. It's in your spell book. It's like a 5-second cast or something like that, but still annoying, to have to do. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
The other, like, one of the last things with the warband stuff, though, that's good is the ability to just transfer certain currencies from one character to another in your warband without having to mail it.
Oh, that's nice.
You'll get a UI and you can transfer it from one character to another. So stuff like dragon supplies or whatever, certain things that are, not everything's going to be transferable, but a lot of things will be. So that'll be a nice thing too. So you don't have to like dump it in the bank and then get it out of the bank or mail it or anything like that, you know. So, yep.
That's
All
nice.
right. Yeah. So we'll see what's coming. Things are coming out soon, so we'll see how it goes. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you, everybody, for listening. It's good to be back. It's been a while. Check us out at serverrestartin.com. And get you guys next week. Bye.
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 Go